Hi, folks. I'm Bill Coleman. Welcome to another edition of This is Worcester. Today, I have two very special guests. Jimmy Haffty is a baseball fan, and Sam Pinto, who's another enthusiastic baseball fan. These guys know a lot about baseball, and they know a lot about the Red Sox. So, we're going to be talking about the sport. We're going to talk about Worcester. We'll talk about how their perspective on things. So, to start it off with Sam, tell me, what gets you so excited about baseball?
Pitchers and catchers are reporting this week. Spring training.
Spring training.
Baseball season. I get all pumped up. I'm like a new person.
Yeah.
A baseball season does everything for me. I love baseball.
They got a great opportunity. What do you think this year?
I think of what? Who, the Red Sox?
The Red Sox.
Nowhere to be found.
Nowhere to be found, huh?
Big troubles.
All right.
You know?
Let's try to work something out here.
Yeah.
And Jimmy, what's your enthusiasm about baseball? Talk to me.
I've been a baseball fan since I was 5 years old. I follow every play, every stat. Love the Red Sox. Really disappointed in them right now, though.
Oh yeah. What's the biggest thing? What do you think? I mean, what have they been doing in terms of the trades and
It's
bringing
ownership.
in new people?
Yeah, they haven't been doing much. They said they were going to go out and spend money and bring in some good free agents. They really haven't brought in anybody other than Giolito, who's a decent pitcher, but that's it. It seems like the owners have sort of forgotten the fans and only interested in money right now.
Wow. Any idea on, just to get an idea, what does it cost? I mean, the good old Red Sox game.
Too much.
Have they announced what the tickets are?
It depends where you want to sit. If you want to sit in a good seat, it's probably going to cost you at least $100 for a ticket. You got to pay $50 to park. It's probably $12, $14 for a beer, $8, $10 for a hot dog. I mean, it's no more family friendly. I think that's why a lot of local people are turning to the Woo Sox and going to the Woo Sox games.
Wow. And how the Wood Sox, how do you guys assess the Wood Sox and our stadium and all that? I think a lot of people from the suburbs have been coming in, not going into Boston, and happy to see the Wood Sox play a couple of decent games.
Well, you can see up-and-coming players. They're going to go up to the big club.
And then some of the guys that they rotate to.
Right. And then you can see guys that were up in the big club come down for rehab.
Yeah, when they do the rehab, they come back and down.
But try to get an autograph, forget it. It's very hard.
Really?
Yes.
I haven't tried, so I'm not sure. But I mean, it's a beautiful stadium. It's pretty easy to get to.
Beautiful stadium, but it's very expensive inside.
It's
People should bring their wallet when they go.
I'm not compared to the major league club, but I still think it's a good deal. I mean, senior citizens get in for like $9, $10. General admission's probably not much more. So, it's good. You see a lot of families there, a lot of kids out they have the open field there with the kids and stuff. So
You can always see Steve Genetasio there from Sneakorama.
Yeah.
He's always at the game.
Oh, yeah.
He loves the Worcester Red Sox. It's great for the city, but, they should have been here a long time ago in the 80s when Pawtucket was having a lot of money problems back then,
Now Pawtucket is selling all their images and some of the murals that they had down there. They're selling everything.
yeah.
Well, Worcester really is on the move now, I have to tell you. They're building like crazy in here.
Yeah,
So
it's a good thing,
Yeah, that whole corridor is like new
Yeah.
down there.
Well, they needed to get rid of some of the older stuff, But
Yeah, like City Hall.
what do you think is going to be happening this year in baseball in general? Just in general.
With the Red Sox?
Just in general,
Nothing.
baseball, the whole
Nothing. They're dry. They're dead.
Well, that's the Red Sox. Well, baseball is interesting. I mean, you've got teams like the Dodgers that have spent,
Oh my
$1 billion.
God! Don't get me going there.
Atlanta's a really good team. Texas is going to be really good again. Houston's always good. I mean, it's good. Good thing about baseball is competitive, and you might have mostly the same teams every year, but it seems like you get a different champion every year, which is good. So, it keeps it interesting.
I'm thinking they don't want me to be a baseball fan anymore. When they go and sign a guy for $700 million to play a kid's game, that's a slap in the face to the fans.
Well,
But Jimmy has a different view on that.
Yeah,
he doesn't want the owners to have the money.
Yeah, I mean, LA, they just from their local TV station, they get $300 million a year. So plus their other revenue, they make over $500,000 a year, over $500 million a year. So it's good that they spend it, unlike the Red Sox, who just keep signing a bunch of minor leaguers, and I guess they're pretty content to finish in last place. And unfortunately, the fans haven't started to boycott them and stop going to games and stop watching NESN. And I've been a fan since I was 5 years old, listening with the little transistor radio under my pillow at night when I was supposed to be sleeping. And for the first time in years, last year, I hardly watched or listened to any games.
I remember in my backyard with the transistor radio
Yeah,
up to
really?
my ear.
Yeah. Yeah.
Listen to the day games.
Yeah. I remember it's time for bed, and you put the little transistor radio under the pillow, just barely loud enough so you can hear it. But they've turned the fans off. They didn't want to sign Mookie Betts. They didn't want to sign Xander Bogaerts. I don't understand. They got plenty of money.
They try to go after a big name, and they can't get them.
One of their problems, and you go back to even John Lester, is they, for whatever reason, they don't like to sign their own guys that they brought up through the system. They like to go out and sign other guys. And, Mookie was great. Xander was great. John Lester, if you go back, 15 years, was great. And they try to underpay those guys, and, guys want to make what...
Would you agree John Henry's become really cheap right now?
As far as the Red Sox are concerned, yeah. He seems content just to make money because they fill the stadium. NESN's ratings are down a little, but they're still good. He's more interested in his conglomerate with Liverpool and the Pittsburgh Penguins, and
he just bought a mansion for $25 million.
Yeah, really?
Which is pocket change to him, but
that's nothing to him.
Well, that's what I'm saying. They messed up years ago.
I think he's lost touch with owning the Red Sox.
Yeah. I give them credit. The first 15 years they were really into it, and they spent money, and they brought in great players. 4 championships, which is fantastic. But it seems like he's resting on his laurels now and doesn't really care anymore. So it's time to sell if you don't care.
I remember that feeling when they didn't win every year, and all these sports columnists would say, "Oh, they're never going to win that." I said it's going to come someday, But that was a great feeling for some reason. Oh, they're not going to win next year. They're not going to.
Yeah, wait till
and
next
then all
year.
of a sudden, they won 4 championships.
Yeah.
I really can't complain.
Yeah.
4 championships. We got it.
Right.
So.
Did you ever have a chance to go to an opening day?
Opening day?
Red Sox opening day.
I know you've been when you're not supposed to.
1966 when I was 10 years old. You want to hear that story?
Yeah.
I made money shoe shining down Shrewsbury Street, $10. And it was $2.50 for my bus fare to Boston and back. Wow. Believe me, I was 10 and I did this. And $1.25 to get in the ballpark. And I had $6.25 left to spend in there. And I'm running around the ballpark inside with no shirt on and long hair, right? Yelling at players, "Hey, Boomer, Boomer, give me an autograph, Boomer." Boomer just looks at you, the big guy there, just, how the Boomer looks.
Oh, yeah, he was a
Oh, yeah, I stayed the whole game. And then I got home that night, probably about 5 o'clock on the bus, and I go to open the door. The door to the apartments was between 2 storefronts, and there's my mother with the broom. And I was living next to East Park, and she chased me up Shrewsbury Street, past East Park with the broom. She said, "You want to skip school and go to Boston?" I said, "Mom, I'm going to play for the Red Sox." She said, "You ain't going to play for the Red Sox with broken legs," she said. Every year I did this opening day until I was 15. She couldn't chase me anymore, But I would go in the summertime, too, 10, 11, 12 on the bus.
Yeah, we used to go
That
to
was the bus that went right down Route 9.
It went right down Shrewsbury Street, and I
line.
stopped him.
Yeah.
I stopped the guy, and he let me on the bus.
Yeah.
Never said anything like, "Kid, where you going?"
Yeah.
these days.
You didn't have to worry about anybody touching you or anything.
Yeah.
You know?
It was great. Yeah.
But I'd get to Fenway Park, I was like a new person, 10, 11, 12 out there.
Yeah.
And I go now, I don't usually go in the ballpark anymore. I really don't like it in there anymore. I hang outside, wait for home run balls to come over the monster.
Yeah.
Because there's probably one of only 4 ballparks left where the ball comes out.
Right.
Yeah.
So Baltimore, Chicago, and San Francisco, if you want to go swimming in San Francisco in the Bay
Yeah.
for a baseball.
McCovey Cove, yeah.
But, I go hang around in the garage during the game, wait for home run balls to come out, walk around the ballpark, get a sausage, Once in a while maybe have a cold beer, But take the train there. I don't drive. I take the train there and the train back.
Yeah.
So
How's the train?
train's great,
It's great.
sometimes it gets so packed, it's free on the way back.
Oh,
And you can't
okay,
beat
yeah.
that. They can't, the conductors can't charge you.
Oh,
Right.
yeah.
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 Or they run out of slips.
right.
They give out. But I love hanging outside Fenway Park.
Well, Fenway it's a classic ballpark. For anybody that hasn't been there, you do got to go there once. You know, it's just the atmosphere is just unbelievable. And then the seventh inning stretch when they sing "Sweet Caroline," I'm giving you reasons to go, even though we should be boycotting them. But if you haven't been, you do got to do it once. So
My brother Mikey down in Hyannis used to always call me up and say, "Hey, Steve Lyons left me some tickets at the window. Meet me in Boston tonight, or we're gonna go to the game." And then we'd be right behind the Red Sox dugout
Oh, man.
watching the game.
Yeah.
And I meet my brother there. I'm coming from Worcester to Boston. He's coming from Cape Cod to Boston. And then Steve Lyons would take us out nightclubbing after.
how old were you then?
No, I was
Legal?
30s,
Oh, okay.
20 something, 30s in the 80s.
Yeah.
You know, Louis Tiant would go to his place down the Cape.
Yeah.
You know, the restaurant down there.
Oh, yeah.
I saw Louis Tiant pitch in the World Series. I was lucky enough to go. He was just so much fun to watch. Him and Pedro. We've been lucky through the years. We've had some just real characters to watch. They were great pitchers. You know.
Well, you know, his father beat Kyle Hubble 1-0
Really?
in Cuba, I
Cuba.
think it was.
Yeah.
In Cuba. Well, Louis Tiant's father was in the World Series in the stands. They showed him.
Yeah, I remember
He
that.
was just a little guy.
Yeah.
He looked like a little guy, you know, but he was a happy guy seeing his son pitch in the World Series in '75.
I saw that game.
You
I was
saw
there.
that? You was there?
Yeah, I was there.
'75.
And back then, that's when the pitchers used to actually pitch. I can remember games he'd throw 175, 200 pitches, you know, and he had that funky wind up where he turned his back to the hitter. It was just classic to watch. If anybody that hasn't seen him, if you're younger, go to whatever YouTube or whatever, and then pull up a Louis Tiant video and watch him. He's just so much fun to watch. He's just a character and a
Yeah.
really good pitcher.
Yeah. How about the brawl when Bill Lee hurt his shoulder?
Oh yeah, I know. Yeah.
There was some great games
Oh, yeah.
in Red Sox. But hanging around outside Fenway Park is the best, I think.
Yeah.
You know?
I never forget going to a game there and getting the sausages, like you say, on the
yeah.
outside. You know, just the atmosphere.
Yeah.
You know, it's, yeah.
And the sausage sandwich is a must. I mean, you have to have the sausage sandwich. It's just every time I go.
I remember this guy used to have a magazine called The Welcome Mat, and he
Oh,
used to get tickets
Everything.
to everything.
Everything. Yeah.
Oh, that was you, Bill
That
Coleman.
was me. That was me, yeah.
You'd call me up and say, "Hey, want to go to wrestling tonight?"
Yeah.
At DCU.
I said, man.
Unbelievable.
So, what kind of season do you think the Woo Sox will have this year? Are you optimistic?
Well, they got a new owner, somewhat. I don't know. You probably Diamond Holdings. They don't own the whole thing, right?
Well, they have a majority share at least. I
They
know
spent
that.
$80 million for the
Yeah.
Woo Sox. They said they're not going to move them.
They've controlling a lot of
They
teams.
spent $80
in
million
minor
from
leagues.
Larry Lucchino.
Yeah.
He sold. Was that just his share?
Yeah,
He sold?
this off season. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you know, you know, it's sort of transient, but you get players coming up and down all the time. But they've got some good young players, like if he doesn't start the season, you know, Seti and Raffaella and stuff. You know, guys that'll be fun to watch. They've got a lot of prospects. At some point, the kid Myers, the shortstop, and Roman Anthony, the outfielder, probably start the year in Double-A. At some point, they should be up to Triple-A, and they're, you know, top 30 prospects in baseball. So they'll be fun to watch. You know, and supposedly extremely talented. You know, you got to do it on the field though. So we'll see.
I think the Bravehearts just got sold.
They got some.
Right.
Yeah.
New owner, and they're still going to hang around.
Yeah, they're still hanging around because I
Yeah.
think the owner lives in Shrewsbury.
Yeah, they're both the old owner Creedon and the new owner's what's the family? It's a famous family around here.
I know. So
I forget the name.
it's going to stay local.
Yeah, stay local. Yeah,
You know, but it's great. I mean, for to become a baseball town, I mean, it's a great deal to go to a Bravehearts game.
Yeah.
$5 to park. You know, you get great seats up at Fenway. I mean, not Fenway.
Holy Cross.
Fenwick. You know,
Yeah.
Fenwick Park.
Worcester
Field.
is one of the greatest sports cities in New England.
It could be.
It's always been.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know.
You know, with Holy Cross and Bob Cousy back in the
Yeah.
day,
Tommy
and
Heinz.
Tommy Heinsohn,
Oh, yeah.
Jimmy Haffty,
Jack the Shot Foley, Togo Palazzi.
Jack the Shot Foley,
You know, Ronnie Perry.
Ronnie
Senior,
Perry,
Junior.
Ronnie Perry.
Yeah,
Oh my
it's-
God!
It's a shame that they let that program slip too. You know, they used to be a national program, and for whatever reason, when Father Brooks was there, he didn't want to take them into the Big East, and
Yeah,
they went
BC.
downhill.
Well, he didn't like BC was killing them every year when they came, when they played.
We saw Flutie the year he won the Heisman. We saw Flutie.
Flutie came to Holy Cross. Yeah,
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
he was at Holy Cross.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
He played against Holy Cross.
Yeah. That same day he won the Heisman, he flew out after the game to New York City to get his award.
Wow.
He
Was
a
it? Was
great
that from the
player.
Hail Mary?
Well, he won the Heisman, but the Hail Mary, against Miami in the Orange Bowl was one of the
Right.
greatest plays ever.
That
So,
was
Yeah, the
I remember
family.
that. I
Yeah.
remember that.
What was
You
that?
see- You see
He
that
was
on
playing
YouTube
Miami,
now?
right?
yeah, BC
Yeah.
played Miami.
And,
in the Orange
and
Bowl.
Bernie Kosar was lost it when that Hail Mary happened.
Yeah,
I know.
He walked off the field like, oh my God,
it's just a great play.
that's it.
I think it was Gerald Phelan that caught it.
Gerald Phelan, yeah.
Yeah, it's a fantastic play.
What a grab.
And Flutie was, and he got shortchanged because he was short. They didn't think he could play in the NFL. He played up in Canada for years and he won a bunch of championships. And finally, when he was 34, 35, they brought him back. But I think a lot of teams missed the boat. He was a lot better than some of the quarterbacks that played back then, and some of the ones that play now are not too good either. So
We just lost a great baseball fan from Worcester, 86 years old last week, Ronnie Abraham from the Hill.
Oh, man.
He was a Yankee fan,
Yeah.
although.
yeah, our arch rival. But yeah, he was,
that's
diehard
right.
Yankee
But he was a
fan.
big Celtics and Holy Cross fan.
he was just a big fan.
And I just
yeah.
found out Bobby Hare died too.
Yeah.
65 years old. Was a great hockey player from Worcester.
Yeah,
Wow.
St. Peter's, BC.
He was on their championship team in '78 for BC.
Wow.
Went to see St. Peter Marion.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know, never got to meet him, but did I ever tell you the time I saw Mark Fidrich, the Bird? Do you remember him?
Yeah, I remember.
He was a classic.
I'm coming out of Wall Street. I stop to get on Grafton Street, and this trailer truck goes by. This dump truck goes by me, and it says Mark Fidrich on the door. I said, "There's the Bird." There's the Bird. I get around the corner. I'm behind him going down Grafton Street. He gets on the highway on the ramp. I'm right behind him. We get open on the road, and I'm right next to him in the window, and he's looking down at me smiling. I said, "Bird, Bird, Bird," you know. And he went off Shrewsbury Street, off the ramp. And I'm thinking, should I go home and get my baseball? Maybe he's going to the boulevard to have lunch. And I'm thinking, should I go home and get my baseball and then go back down Shrewsbury Street, see if he's there, I can get his autograph? And that's one of the things that disappointed me in my life as a fan, that I never got his autograph. And all this time I knew he had a diner, his family had a diner down in Northrow.
Northborough, yeah.
You know, and I could have just went down there and got one.
Jesus God.
But, yeah, a lot of baseball stories.
You know, now I remember hearing the stories about Babe Ruth coming to watch Holy Cross play.
Yeah.
You know, and it was it Barry that.
Jack Barry. Jack Barry was a coach at Holy Cross.
Yeah. Yeah. That's when I think they won the World Series, the College World Series.
Well, Jack Barry got Babe Ruth to stay at his house up on Perry Ave. And they went drinking down the Hotel Vernon. He took down to Kelly Square.
Yeah. Well, they said the Babe liked to drink, so.
Yeah, he loved to drink.
Drink and womanize, but hey, good luck to him.
They had to put security guards on him on the train, so he wouldn't take off and go on a binge. Babe Ruth. But yeah, he's been to Worcester a couple of times.
Mm-hmm.
I know that he lived in Sudbury, had a house, and he threw a piano out in the Sudbury River. I think it's still there. I'm not sure. And somebody just told me that his granddaughter was somewhere. Was it made the DCU recently? His granddaughter was signing autographs.
Oh, I didn't know that. Yeah.
And I said to him, why would I want her autograph? She's not Babe Ruth.
No.
You know?
Family.
I know. Season's coming up. The Red Sox be starting in April. And I think the first game that they're going to play spring training is next week.
Wow.
San Diego and Los Angeles, I
Dodgers,
think.
yeah, they're playing 2-game series in Korea to start the year,
In Korea?
like a week before the regular season. Yeah, they are.
How's the weather there?
It should be nice. Yeah.
It's hot?
Yeah, no, it should be. I think they're probably 70 degrees or so when the games start. It's like, it'll be great for them because Ohtani will be in the lineup for the Dodgers.
Oh,
And,
what a team they got, huh?
Yamamoto, the kid they just
Yamamoto.
signed, he's supposed to pitch one of the 2 games
Mookie
there.
Betts, your man, Mookie Betts.
Yeah, it's still, the Red Sox disappointed me letting Mookie go. One of the top 5 players in baseball, and they used Mookie's money to sign Chris Sale, who, it's a competitor, but he hasn't pitched much in the last 4 years. And then they gave Xander Bogaerts money to Trevor Story, who hasn't played in 2 years and has stunk when he's there.
I know.
Sign your guys. They're stars. They know it's a tough place to play in Boston, like New York, Philly. So you get guys that are local that can play there and produce, and they're classy guys, great clubhouse guys. Why they didn't sign them, no idea. Just it's stupidity on the ownership, to be honest.
Or the general manager?
Well, I'm sure for those contracts.
I shouldn't get you going on that general manager, Hein Bloom?
Behind Bloom, yeah.
The Bloomin' idiot?
I nicknamed him Bloomin' Idiot when they got here, and he did nothing to prove he wasn't. So, but they should have signed Mookie, and they should have signed Xander, and for whatever reason, the last 15 years, they cannot develop pitchers in the minors. They've come up with some really good hitters, but I can't remember the last time they've had a young pitcher. I mean, the kid Bello looks like he's going to be a good pitcher, but you need more than one,
Yeah, I'm not sold on Giolito.
He's an innings eater. He's a decent pitcher, but they don't have a top of the rotation. They need a top of the rotation starter, and they don't have one. They don't want to spend money on one, and they don't have one in the minors that's close to ready. So it's going to be a couple years before they look like they're going to be in the cellar for the next 2-3 years at least. And the ownership doesn't seem to really care as long as the fans show up and they watch TV and buy their merchandise. So, as a Red Sox fan, diehard fan, stop buying the merchandise, stop going to the games, stop watching the games, and let the owners know that we're not happy.
Simple as that.
So it could turn around, though. It could turn around.
It can turn around. I mean, they've got some real good hitters in the minors that are going to come up and they'll have a really good lineup. But, like they say, pitching's the name of the game. And until they want to spend money,
It can
learn to
turn
develop it.
around when we get new owners now.
Yeah.
I think they made their mark. It's time to move on. Let someone else
Yeah,
own the Red
I
Sox.
agree. They just don't seem interested in
Let
it.
Jimmy
They're making
Haffty
money.
own. Let Jimmy Haffty own the Red Sox.
Yeah, give it to me for a discount. I'll give you a couple $100. So,
Well,
but I'll win a World Series if I'm in charge. I'll
Well,
tell you that.
they sent Prince Seal to the Braves. You know that, right?
Yeah.
And they're still paying him $17 million.
Yeah.
Wow.
They're paying most of his salary, yeah.
That's ridiculous.
Man.
I know.
How do they get away with stuff like that?
And they're talking about trading Jared Duran, their center fielder, this young kid. I like this kid.
Well, I mean, if you can get a really good young pitcher for them, then they've got outfielders.
Who's out there?
No, you've got the kid. They're hiring the kid Abreu, who played good. You've got the kids in the minors, Roman Anthony, Miguel Police. They're extremely high on. They got the Japanese kid, Yoshida. Well, I'm not sure his name. Who else they got in the
Burns went to Baltimore.
Yeah.
Did you like him? Would you have liked him?
Yeah, he's a real good, But you got to trade prospects. They don't want to trade the prospects, so.
Give me a sense on what it was like when the Red Sox finally broke the Bambino curse.
Oh, it was ecstasy.
Eh,
It was, for most of us Red Sox fans, it was, without a doubt, a highlight of our life, and even in your whole life, even getting married, whatever. The Red Sox win the World Series is right up there with it all, especially the way they came back against the Yankees, down 3-0, and Kevin Millar saying, "Don't let us win one. If we win one, that's it." And then Big Papi was just unbelievable.
I know.
It was unreal.
He's
when he signed,
along with Reggie Jackson, he might be the best clutch hitter in our lifetime.
they signed Pedro, and then they went and got Big Papi, who was Minnesota let him go, and we grabbed him,
Yeah, free agent. Yeah,
and they made him what he is.
yeah.
Wow.
A legend, a power
And it
hitter,
was Pedro's the one that told him-
dangerous in the lineup.
Oh, he was such
Dangerous.
clutch. Just him and Manny back to back was the best 3-4
Oh, yeah,
combination
you bet.
in our lifetime. Really, you couldn't pitch to either one of them. They're just going to crush you.
Yeah.
So
They finally won it.
yeah, so
2004,
yeah,
World Series champions.
You went nuts.
Oh yeah, it was yeah.
You know they had the trophies down the Common a couple of years ago.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I took some pictures with it.
yeah,
That's the closest I'll get
yeah.
to touching them.
I think I took a picture with it too, you know. But that was exciting. I mean, to bring back that momentum.
Oh yeah,
you know?
after 86 years, yeah.
I'll tell you, the 2018 World Series with Steve Pearce was great.
Mm-hmm.
What he did in the lineup in that World Series, huh? He came alive, hitting home run after home run.
Wow.
Where'd this guy come from?
Yeah.
And they got him. I think he was with Toronto before that, wasn't he?
He was with quite a few teams, yeah. But it's just one of those things in baseball. You always get that unsung guy that comes up and becomes a hero and throws a great pitching effort or hits a big hit. You know, I go back to, with Robert stealing second base in that game, the game 4 against the Yankees. But people forget Bill Miller had to get the base hit.
That's right.
And he was an underrated player.
Like Luis Gonzalez getting that base hit
Yeah,
But-
against
against the
Rivera.
Yankees.
Yeah,
Yankees lost the World Series.
yeah. So it's these unsung heroes,
Something happens.
Johnny Damon with the big, the grand slam and in Game 7, and
Something happens to your blood when
Yeah.
you're in the game.
yeah.
What are your predictions for this year?
Last place,
Oh, for the Red Sox, yeah.
below last place.
I don't think you can go below last place, but I don't see much for the Red Sox. Hopefully it'll at least be interesting. They should be able to hit the ball pretty good with their pitching staff, and I'm not sure what they're doing with these young kids like Houck and Whitlock. To me, I'd leave them in the bullpen. They're really effective in the bullpen. They keep trying to stretch them out, and they keep getting hurt when they stretch them
They
out.
want to trade Hulk.
Well, folks, this is Bill Coleman. We had some great guests today, baseball enthusiasts, and I invite you to tell your story on This Is Worcester. If you'd like to be a guest on This Is Worcester, please contact WCCA-TV, the People's Channel, and we'll have you on as a guest. And I'll bring back my guest again later in the season so we can talk about what's happening
Sounds
in the
good.
Red Sox. You know?